o'clock, I'm going to call the zoning board of review to order.
Just give me 1 second. We don't have a solicitor.
We do. Technically, that's correct. I don't believe we can conduct, well, we could conduct business for us.
I think she just walked in.
We do have a solicitor.
Yes, we do. It's all good.
Sorry. Good evening.
Oh, it's an extra.
Oh, we can just put.
No, good. We were just discussing it for all of those.
Your mic on? You might, I can't hear you.
Okay, it's 8 o'clock and I've called the meeting. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. I'm sorry.
Next.
Feels like 8 o'clock.
It does. And called the meeting to order. At this time here, I'd like to do a roll call, please.
Bob Crow,
Yeah.
Mike New,
Here.
Keith Cloutier,
Here.
Russ Lockley,
Present.
Ed Aniani.
Okay, I'd like to bring up the ratification of the decisions from last month will not be done tonight because I was not here last month and the vice chair was, and she's not here tonight. And I did not hear any of the applications to ratify them. So that will not be done tonight. Also, Mr. Oliveira has an application in front of us tonight. And I am a neighbor boarding right next door, so I cannot hear the application. I'd have to recuse myself. So at that time there, it requires 5 members to hear each and every application. That would only leave us with 4 members. So that application cannot be heard tonight. And I'd like to have a motion made from the body that we hold this over to the first Wednesday in December, which is what date?
December 1st.
December 1st.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All right, motion's made by Russ, seconded by Keith. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that application will be held over until December 1st.
Mr. Chair, also before we get started, the application for Brian A. Williams and Stephanie Williams located at 110 Hamburger Road. The attorney contacted us this afternoon, asked for it to be continued to December 1st as well.
Okay, all right. Russ, you make a motion to continue that? Okay,
Second.
Keith will second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Okay, so to move along tonight, all right, I got to point out the fire exits are to your rear. The exits to your front or my rear only take you into the building. So the 2 fire exits are to the rear. Okay, so we have new business only tonight.
Actually, that's
Approved minutes.
accept the minutes.
Okay, I did not, can I accept the minutes from last month? I wasn't here.
I think we have enough, we don't have a quorum of the members that were here last
No.
month, so we'll have to postpone that to the next agenda.
Okay,
We have to
All
postpone
right.
that to the next agenda.
we'll have to postpone the approval of the minutes of last month's meeting to the next, to December 1st. Okay, so would you take care of that, minutes of the meeting? Okay, new business. Can you read into the application, the record, Hill Woodland Properties?
The owner applicant is Hill Woodland Properties LLC. As the owner, Jim and Marion Hill. The applicant's location is AP 33 lot 6.1119 Hill Farm Camp Road. Zone is RR2. Applicants are seeking a dimensional variance for 122 feet of road frontage. Lot 2 will have 103 feet of road frontage where 225 is required.
Okay, is the applicant, okay,
Good evening, Mr. Chairman.
good evening.
Is that, that's better, right? Cody? So, Mr. Chairman, not to interrupt the board's agenda, but Mr. Mancini, Mr. Oliveri just walked back in the room as you're announcing that item, I'm not sure that they heard the continuance.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Mr. Oliver Mancini,
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, I wasn't aware of the continuance.
we do not have enough members. I need five members to conduct business, and as I am a neighbor,
Okay.
I cannot hear it.
Okay, so you're recused. That's fine.
So I'm recused, so that only leaves us with four members.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we voted to put this over to December 1st.
Okay, appreciate the courtesy. Thank you.
Okay.
And so we'll do a date certain, so we don't need to advertise.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
right, date certain, right,
Okay.
yes, December 1st,
Okay.
2021. I was actually, I mentioned to Paul, I was going to send you an email just to confirm.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
Again,
for your consideration.
it's not that often I get to go home early.
That's what I thought. Mr.
Maybe I
Oliver.
want to hear Tom's presentation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Cronin, I'm sorry, but thank you.
Oh, no worries. I hate to, in these evenings, if you can get home, it's always nice. So back to 119 Hill Farm Camp Road. Tom Cronin, 1070 Main Street, Coventry, Rhode Island, for the applicant. I'll be making the presentation tonight. Here with me is Joe Duhamel from Dupree Engineering. So AP 33, lot 6-11 is 39.76 acres of land on Hill Farm Road, zoned R2. We've submitted a proposal to planning for a minor subdivision without street creation. In order to accomplish that minor subdivision, we need dimensional variance for frontage. We've been through planning, pre-application, site walk, and received an approval at a public hearing. All that has been completed, of course, conditional on this board's decision. Currently, there's one house along Hill Farm Camp Road, 119 Hill Farm Camp Road. As you're entering Hill Farm Camp Road, it's the first house on the right-hand side. It's an old Victorian. It's a very beautiful house. It's less than 10 feet from the boundary, though. It's a pre-existing non-conforming condition, which predates zoning, so that the house is going to stay where it is and the boundary is going to stay where it is. As you can see in the picture that they've put up, the house is a bunch quite closely on the left-hand side of that plan, which is the westerly side of the property. This is a pretty well-known area in town, but to summarize, to the north is residential Hill Farm condominium and single-family homes. To the south are residential single-family homes along Hill Farm Road, and to the west is an apartment building across Hill Farm Camp Road, and to the east is the Hill Farm condominium and the Northrop Platte neighborhood. I was telling Kerry that when I submitted this application, that this is the single most notices that I've ever sent out on any plan. 33 pages of abutters because of the newly formed Hill Farm condominium, Northrop Platte, and the neighborhood, I think it's called Weymouth Ridge across the street. It was a lot.
Okay, I don't understand. Why wouldn't you, now Hill Farm, the new condominium, that's all one piece, right?
That's correct.
So wouldn't you just notify the administration?
Well, the way the zoning regulations in the town of Coventry are written, we have to notify each property owner, and each of those individuals own a
Person
condominium.
owns it.
Yeah.
It's the
Well,
condominium.
each of those owners owns their condominium lot. So that, at least the way we read it on a conservative basis, each of those owners
I
is
don't
notified.
disagree with you, but there's only one lot there.
Well, it was formed out of one lot, but each of those unit owners own some property right in their condominium, and each of them got notice.
But that land is only owned by one organization,
The common area is, but
even the individual lot.
even the individual lots have probably property interest in the condominium association and
That's
property
what I'm
interest but also property interest in
How many condominiums are there?
77.
77. So there's 77 owners.
77 plus the condominium association. So yeah, 78.
78 lots,
Yep.
78 owners.
Right. Yeah, that's correct. That's how we did it.
Okay, all right. Now, just to get me, as you drive in,
Yes.
to the left or to the right?
First house on the right. Right. That's a great way of looking at it, Chief.
That's
It's a
already-
pretty steep hill.
Right across the street from the mill.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's already been in front of us.
I don't believe so. Well-
The one, the very first one or the second one? One of them's been in front
The
of us.
second,
The second one, yes,
you put an addition on our.
that's that's correct.
It's the house in
Yeah,
front of that one, close to Hill Farm Road.
that's correct, Chief. Lucas Murray owns the house next door. His house is too close to the line. He wanted to build a garage, even though it's closest to his house is too close to the line. And he did appear before this board.
Right.
Right. So that's the neighboring property, right?
Okay. So it's the one right before that.
Correct. It's a nice old Victorian.
All right, now, and with that goes how many acres?
We're gonna, when we subdivide the property, we're proposing 2.63 acres. If you look at the plan, it makes a nice rectangular lot. The house is going to be on that lot, and we're proposing no other changes to that lot.
So it has, what's on it right now is the apartment house.
What's on it right now is the single-family Victorian. The apartment house is across Hill Farm Camp Road.
Okay. So the house that you plant, it's already there. You're not building another one.
That's correct. And that lot has 220 feet of frontage on Hill Farm Road, the public highway, where 225 is required. And we are requesting 5 feet of relief.
Okay.
Lot 2 is the larger lot. It would result in, after the subdivision, in 37.13 acres.
Wait a minute, you say lot 2, so you're separating these now?
That's correct. Separating these two lots. And lot 2 is the larger lot.
So you want 2 separate lots.
Correct.
Now, the other lot is not going to have any frontage?
It's not going to have any frontage. It's just going to, it has 103 feet of frontage, but that is a roadway. It's a right of way to build a road. So in front of planning and with our agreement, the condition of the approval of planning and of this board is that no further development will be allowed of that lot without coming before the board, because that lot was designed to build a neighborhood or condominium. This board may recall that I appeared before you about 12 years ago with an over 55 condominium project for this piece of property right before the market crashed in around 2008. But so the plan and the decision and the planning board decision all make reference to that no further development or change to this lot will be allowed without prior approval of the Coventry Planning Board and the Coventry Zoning Commission. So that everyone understands that 103-foot right-of-way is a right-of-way for a road to lead to the back of that property. It's not, in other words, it's not frontage. You have to build the road to get the frontage. And that is the presentation, really the request tonight.
Okay, now, your road's going to come off Hill Farm Road?
That's correct.
Road's going to come off. So it's going to go right through the center of that lot and then,
It's actually, it's there today.
Goes
If
around
you
it.
drive by slow enough, there's a fence
Yes.
right at the very end of it. And you used to be able to drive in from down by Ala Capri, Norfolk Platte Road.
That's right.
It would take you zigzag up through it and then come out right there.
So we have, when the,
yeah, but this is nowhere near Capri where they want
I
people.
don't know, they're talking about right here. And
Oh,
I'm
okay.
coming in with you over here. You come in. I was thinking of reference, but that road, that right of way is already clipped out, kind of clear.
it has been cleared. Let's put it that way, Chief. It has been cleared. I don't think it's been maintained very well over the years.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
30 some odd years ago, you
Yeah.
could drive through.
So the only change we are seeking tonight is to close the gap. If I could approach the board, it'd probably be
Sure,
easiest.
Don't touch it.
What's the building on lot 1?
That's the
pre-existing
Victorian home, presently
Okay,
there.
okay, and but they own lot 6.12 too, right?
That's what I'm questioning.
I can't read this plan, Ms. Grisenda, which one is?
So you've got lot 1, and then you've got, beyond that,
6.11.
AP 33 lot 6.12, now or formerly James R. Hill Jr. and Marion L. Hill.
Yes, that's the Hills personal residence.
Okay. So
There's a-
that's not part of any of this?
No.
Okay, but the right of way is gonna go right by there.
So can I, if I could use this plan, can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
So this is lot 1. This is the existing Victorian house. What we're proposing is to draw a boundary line right here. Make this a rectangular lot with frontage on Hill Farm Road. The other existing roadway, as Chief Blackwood had noted, was the existing right-of-way between these two houses off the Hill
That's
Farm
what I
Road.
didn't-
It is 37 acres. So right now, this is what, John, can you change that to show the existing condition? Yeah. So right now, this is the existing conditions. This is all one lot, 39 acres. Whoa, I touched it. We're proposing to draw a line right here, boundary line, right here. This will be one lot, lot 1, frontage on Hill Farm Road, and in addition, Hill Farm Camp Road. And then this will be lot 2 with entry, a roadway right away from Hill Farm Road right here.
But no
That's the
frontage.
proposal.
The only frontage would be whatever that road is on the,
103 feet
yeah.
right here.
Is the roadway that would be the new frontage, is that improved at all? Is there any,
Here,
yeah,
no,
so what's there now?
Trees. It's
Okay,
it looks like an old fire trail.
okay,
Like I said, if you drive slow enough on Hill Farm Road, and I want to emphasize driving slow on Hill Farm Road. Across the street, the homeowners just cleared out their lot, so it's real easy to figure out where it is. And there's a small fence that's kind of overgrown with evergreens and whatnot. But that right away has been there for a very, very, very long time. And all that really needs to be done is just cleaned up a little bit.
well, what we're,
If you're going to use that as a way to get into that.
right, what we're agreeing to is that whoever uses lot 33, 611, or lot 2 in the proposal has got to use that as a road,
Okay.
has got to develop a street there. That's the agreement that we're making.
That's being a single family for the whole lot. Would you still have to develop a complete road?
Well, if they didn't want to, Mr. Chairman, they would have to come back before this board and make that request. We're agreeing to that restriction. And if they want to lift that restriction, they would have to appear back before this board.
No, that's wide enough for a legal road and everything,
Yes,
and it fits all the requirements for a legal road.
it does.
have you done any water table tests on the lot 2?
We have.
And,
Well, there were 12 years ago, but
okay,
yeah,
what was it then?
it was good. We were going to put 22 over 55 condominium units in a T on that lot. It would have been a pretty good project, but the market crashed right around that time. Yes, it's buildable. Yes.
And it would be private septic and well?
Yes, there's no sewer. The sewer doesn't stop and the water doesn't stop too far from there, but far enough, more than 1,000 feet, it would definitely be septic and water, at least in a concept. So I'm not even projecting what the future use of that property would be, other than to say that that's a right of way for a road. And whoever wants, if anyone ever wanted to change that, they'd have to come back before this board.
All right, is there any other land left over here that's not developed, but not part of the condominium or something else?
No. This is all the land
this is all, everything's all taken up now.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, there is city water on Hill Farm Road in front of that driveway.
Does it?
Hydrant just past it and back towards Hill Farm camps.
All right. So I was thinking of when we did the condominium then, because we considered,
It's not great pressure, but
Yeah.
there is city water there.
What's the motivation for subdividing it at this point?
so Mr. and Mrs. Hill are, I don't want to insult anyone, but getting older, and they want to sell that house. They had a bad tenant. They had a very bad experience. They don't want to deal with that anymore. They want to sell 119 Hill Farm Camp Road. That's the motivation.
Okay, so your request is to, from one lot to make it two lots
Correct.
with the lot number one having what you're saying, 120?
It has 220, where 225
225 is required.
required, right? That's correct.
So you need 5 feet.
5 feet on lot one, and then
Lot two, though, you need
122.
122.
Right. And that's why we're suggesting that use be restricted to the roadway as a condition of approval.
Now, I'm going to ask a real dumb question. I got to ask Jane too. Now, because this driveway or right of way was created a number of years ago, this is not considered a right of way or roadway or anything?
It was not created. It was not created prior to 1970. Well, I don't know which try the zoning code was ever approved of, but it wasn't pre-existing zoning, and it's not, hasn't been accepted as a public street. So it's right now it's in just a gray area. It's not even a paper road because
It's more like a right of way.
it's a right of way. And in the plans for the development of all these properties, it's always been labeled right of way for a street. But
It's a deed, it's not right away, it's a deeded.
Access?
yeah, right. It's one step short of a paper street.
What is this restriction you're suggesting? I don't understand.
That
That'd be,
could I yeah, so that the 103 feet and back, the right of way access be used for that purpose, and that a street, in order to build on lot two or use it for any purpose, that the road would have to go through there, through that right of way.
That right of way is still part of lot 2 today.
It is.
Okay.
We're actually in all of this, the only change that we're making is that small leg.
Just cutting a little chunk off.
That's it, right? Yeah, we're not making any other changes.
okay. But lot two would be considered one residential lot. Well,
Yeah, that's right. 37-acre residential lot.
7 acre lot.
That's right.
Okay, with access onto Hill Farm Road by the right of way.
What's the land like back? What is the land like back there? Is it flat or hilly or rocky or ledge or?
It's gotta be hill.
Well, if I could approach again. So right here on your map, you can see the topographic lines are dense, steep.
Yeah.
So there's a steep hill that runs here. And
Okay.
you can see the topographic lines flatten out here. So it levels out for the vast majority of this piece. But, the beginning right here is quite steep.
Okay. All right. All right. So it's
So that right of way is steep going down.
Yeah, it's a hill. Yes.
So if that was to be paved in the future, is that going to create a,
When he says steep, it's not like Hartney Hill past the golf course. It's not that kind of steep.
no, but it's a good size,
It
good
just goes
grade.
down
Right.
towards the water.
No.
it's just a-
It's a gravel path.
Years ago.
Yeah. So that would be an engineering kind of drainage problem,
Right.
but to be solved. But each of those driveways for those houses that are there are the same. They all go down that hill.
Right.
It's just-
Each one has had to address his own driveway.
right. Yeah.
Okay. Did any other board members have any questions on this? All right, Mr. Khan, if you please sit down. I'd like to see if there's anybody here that would like to speak on, or do you have anything else you'd like to present, sir?
I do.
Okay, I have a young lady that'd like to speak on this application. I'm going to ask you, please give your full name and address.
Hi, everyone. My name is Susan Standish, and I am the executrix of John Standish's estate on Hill Farm Camp Road. I've been sitting on the estate for 4.5 years.
Okay. Your address is?
I live at 424 Lacole Lane, but my father's house, I'm the executrix of his estate, and it's 72 Hill Farm Camp Road.
I'm sorry, you live at what, Lacole,
Yes,
424?
yes.
Okay, I ask you to raise your right hand. You
I'm
swear,
sorry. I'm nervous. Hi, Russell.
you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Absolutely.
I thank you very much.
Okay, now my father.
You're interested.
My father passed away in 2017. I had the house sold 6 months after my father passed.
What else?
And that got held off because the Hills decided to sell the land down there.
What house? were you-
72 Hill Farm Camp Road. You're calling these condominiums. They're actually summer homes, which were converted into winter homes, regular homes. Not every house down there is occupied and people living in. There are houses that are down there that are trying to sell. And
You part of the condominium?
no, because I'm not allowed to be, because I'm the executrix of the estate and the house is up for sale.
Is the house part of the condominium?
No. I would take it, no.
So,
But I know I grew up on Hill Farm Camp Road all my life.
right,
Okay. I'm 61 years old. And I know the Victorian house that he's talking about, the driveway that goes down in the back, it's not very steep. But the hill, when you come down, is kind of steep. It is. And then on the other side, I used to live on the left-hand side. I lived in the apartment house on the far back. And then we moved over to the house on the left-hand side and lived there for years. I grew up on Hill Farm all my life. I know the situation down there. I see how it is. I know the driveway on the side that he's talking about. And I understand the driveway going into the apartment house and into the regular house on the left-hand side. But I just want to say that this has been a fiasco. I have a real estate agent that's been dealing with Tom Cronin. I have never met him. This is this will be tonight, the first time that he hears me and sees who I am. And I just keep having a lot of problems with the prices of the land because they keep getting increased and increased and increased. So I have to keep dropping the house down, dropping it down and dropping it down. So I'm going to end up giving my father's house away.
right, but we have nothing.
I know that. But I mean, it's just a situation. It's a horrible situation. When they developed and they split all the properties up, my father was left without a driveway on one side. He was left with a right of way on the other side, which Doris Howard uses, and she's here. Now, on the right-hand side of my father's property, there's a drive-in, what my father always used for all these years, and they were there prior to number 73. And they ended up giving her that driveway, and, there's issues. They just never been addressed.
Wait a minute.
Which house?
I'm still confused with this. You're not part of the condominium.
No,
Are you
But
talking
you-
about your houses on the left-hand side of the road?
I'm talking about going down into the camps.
Yep.
Yes, I'm straight down. My father's house is straight down the bottom of the hill. Go straight down. It's right next door to Doris Howard, which she's here tonight.
So it's at the bottom of the hill where the big old dump truck is. It's left or right there?
Straight.
Straight all the way in.
Yes, right after the baseball field. You know where I'm talking.
The high numbers.
Yes, and it's just been horrendous. But in the meantime, I'm in the middle of trying to sell it. But I do know I wanted to talk about the driveways that he's talking about, because I know that Victorian house does have a driveway to it. It's had a driveway there for years, and it's not steep to go down and to get around to the back. But that's my opinion, and I just wanted to kind of vent and let you know that things haven't been pleasant. You know, 4.5 years I've been sitting on this. I have a 22-year-old son with autism and I struggle and I'm running 2 houses and this isn't easy.
Well,
And nobody wants to hear me.
yeah, but the problem is, I still don't understand. Now, this is Ron Standish's place, right?
No, John Standish. My father was John.
Oh.
Ron was his brother.
Okay.
So there's 2 of them. There was 2 of them.
Well, I'm talking Ron Senior.
Ron Sr. and my father, John Standish, were brothers.
Okay.
Ron lived across from my father, same area. Now Jill owns it. Jill's in there. But yes,
So you bought it from the Hills? Well, your father's?
no, my father owned, we've paid a lease for years down there. My father owns the house at 72 Hill Farm Camp Road. My mom passed in 2012. So my father passed in 2017. We always paid a lease every month. There was never anything talked about selling the land and making it a condo association or any of it. So when my father passed, 6 months after my father passed, I had the house sold. And the Hills stopped the sale of the house because Bernero would not honor the lease, which goes till 2025, to the new people that wanted to buy my father's house. So that got squished. So
All right, we wouldn't have nothing.
I know, but I've been sitting on this house for 4.5 years, and I'm hoping now that Tom hears me and he sees what's going on, I'm hoping I can get rid of it. If I have to actually get rid of it and basically give it away, that's what's going to happen because I have,
But that's still got
right,
nothing to
I
do.
have no control over it, but I do know what he's
Yeah.
talking about. My question is on his part, the top of the hill, are they trying to separate that from the condo association from all the rest of it down below?
It's not part of the condo, so
It's not part.
no.
All right. It never has been.
And, well, I don't know if it ever has been. Oh, probably.
Because those houses on the top of the hill are rentals. The Victorian's a rental. The apartment house, the house on the left and the apartment house
Yeah.
section is all rentals. The Victorian was a rental. The next Victorian is the person that bought it. They own that land and they own that. The next one is Debbie Hill, which is Marion Hill and Jimmy Hill's daughter. And then the last one before you go down the hill is Jimmy and Marion Hill's house. So, I mean, I know I've lived there all my life. So if you ever had a question, I could tell you anything. Believe me. So thank you for hearing me.
All right.
All right.
And there was another young lady that wanted to speak on this, or somebody else on this application? Does anybody else want to speak on this application at all?
Yeah, I think I would.
Okay, please. I'm going to ask you to give your full name and address, ma'am.
Doris Howard. I live on, I'm short. Thanks. I live on 73 Hill Farm Camp Road, and I'm here to back Susan up
Okay,
because
now, I'm going to ask you, you swear to tell the whole truth, not to put the truth in front of this board?
I do.
Okay.
And I'm basically here to back Susan up. I have had my lot since 1965. I have lived there year-round since 1967. I think what Susan means is Hills want us to be fair to them. Well, we want them to be fair to us. Now, back in 65, Dick Hill Sr. set the lines, 90 feet on the water, 135 feet back. There was a shed there at the time that belonged to both Susan's father and my husband, who passed away in 2001. Now, they decide to make condominiums out of our property. Now, I have a driveway that we put in 1965. Standish has never used it. We put it in. I have maintained it since 1965. I'm still maintaining it. So when the new lines went through, now all of a sudden I have 88 feet on the water and the road frontage was taken away from me. Originally, it went back 135 feet. The shed was aligned and back to the road. Now, the new lines gave me 90 feet on the road. They want me to use my dog kennel as the line, which Susan will tell you, I never put anything on anyone else's lawn. So I was told it's not what you had, it's what you get. And that's all I'm trying to express. The Hills want us to be fair to them. They should have been fair to us too. Susan could have sold her property. I have already purchased my property, but of course, the line goes right through my kennel. It's ludicrous to think I'd put anything on anybody's lot. I'm just
You're
trying to be,
part of the condominium.
yes, it's not that we want to be. I don't want to belong to a condominium, but we don't have a choice. I don't know why they couldn't have sold the lots just the way they're doing it.
Well, unfortunately, they couldn't sell the lots just the way they are.
I beg your pardon, I'm hard of hearing.
Approved by the town. Yeah.
Well, talk closer.
Okay, unfortunately, they had to make a way to transfer the land to the people.
Yeah, yeah.
And this was their way to do it. In order to transfer it to you or anybody else, the town would not let them, unless they want to put in all roads, state, all approved town roads and everything else.
Yeah.
The town would not let them separate
No.
out the lots.
I'm just expressing my feelings. I intend to sell my house
Okay.
because I just don't
Well,
like
that's
to.
perfectly up to you, but I'm just
Yes.
trying to explain. This is just more or less a vehicle for them, for you to own your lot, actually.
I've purchased the lot, yeah.
We'll purchase it. And like I said, there's how many condominiums there, Mr. Con?
77.
77. So 77 people own your lot and everybody else's.
And I hate to think of it that way. I had a lawyer. He said, you own it.
Well, you own it, that's correct, but so don't 77 other people own it.
You know, well, that's why I don't like the rules there.
Well, you have an exclusive right to your property.
Yes.
All right, so that means, they really can't do anything, but you might have to ask permission to
I
do
just wanted to
of the condominium.
I just wanted to
know this
express, yeah.
because I am involved in the exact same thing.
All right.
And it's a very difficult conveyance of land to understand. And I've had it for 15 years now, and some of it I still don't understand. But nobody's had any problems. They've been able to buy, sell, do what they want.
All right.
So,
Yes, that's all I have to say.
but again, that's not in front of us. We're only looking at this here 2 lots, the one up on top of the hill with the apartment house, and then of course what is it, 30?
All right. I'm just talking about being fair. That's all. I don't have
That's
anything
all.
else to
That's
say.
all
I
we
just
have.
wanted to
We
back
have nothing
Susan
to
up.
do with- We have absolutely nothing to do with the condominium.
I know,
Okay.
but I'm just talking about being fair. It works both ways.
I
Thank you.
agree with you. I mean,
Thank you.
That's up to you and Mr. Hill. Anybody else would like to speak on this application? Okay, at this time here, I'd like to have this application reviewed in a reasonable amount of time and let the boards go down there, take a look at both locations, board members, and do a decision at the next monthly meeting, if that's approved by the board.
So moved.
Okay. I need a second on that. Okay, seconded by Mike New. Okay. Keith, okay. Is there anybody else, before I continue this to next month, is anybody else like to be heard on this application? Okay, Mr. Cronin, you don't have anything else to add?
No.
Okay. All those in favor, vote aye. Reject. Anybody want to reject? Okay. Okay, applications continued over to next month. Okay, next application, please.
Next application, owner applicant is Eric Tift. Location is AP 49 lot 60223 Shady Valley Road. Zone is RR2. Applicant is seeking a special use permit and dimensional variance to construct a 16 by 35 addition for the purpose of an in-law apartment 10 feet from the property line. Where, in the agenda, it says where 50 is required. That needs to be amended. He's seeking relief of 10 feet, of 5 feet, because it's 15 feet where 15,
It's 10 feet where 15 is required.
right.
not
So he's only seeking 5 feet relief, not 10. But the agenda had already been published.
Okay, now which one is this?
Shady Valley Road.
223.
223, okay. The applicant here, please.
Sir.
Can you please step up to the podium?
Good evening.
Give your full name and address.
Eric David Tiff, 223 Shady Valley Road.
Okay, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth in front of this board?
Yes, sir.
Okay, explain to me in your own words what you'd like to do.
Currently, right now, as you can see on the TV right there, that's what's proposed right there. If you go back one page, I believe, right there. Currently, right now, that dark shaded rectangle right there is the current garage. It's detached from the house, 3-foot alley in between the house and the garage, and it's 9 feet off the current property line. What I'm proposing is demoing the garage and then attaching an in-law to the side of the house, basically taking the garage and stuffing it up against the house, eliminating the alleyway. And then now you have 10 feet of setback instead of 9 off the property line.
All right, can you show me a set of plans you got for the house? Okay, now, is this the in-law unit or is this the whole structure?
That is just the in-law unit. At the top of the screen, you'll see it's the existing sunroom. There's 2 entrance doors right there.
So this is going to be like a separate apartment.
It's going to be attached to the house.
It's going to be attached to the house,
Yes, sir.
but it's going to be, they're not going to have to go through your house to get to the in-law.
Yes. That front door right there on the left-hand side, top left.
Is yours or theirs?
We have 2 front doors. We have the main front door of the house, and then we have a front door right there into the sunroom, and then an exit door
John,
of the
can you point
sunroom.
out what he's talking about? You got a point?
Yes. So let me try to clarify. So this right here, this where it says existing sunroom, that's the existing home. And
I
that's
don't see, you got a
Right.
pointer on there?
right here. It's moving. Can you see that?
No.
Planes don't work on this.
Do you want me, can I walk over there and?
Sure, but you can't touch it. Tell me. All right.
It'll just move everything.
So currently, right now, this is actually the face of this. The garage is down here. This is the face of the front of the house. The main front door is up here. And then this existing sunroom is attached to the main house. That door exists. That door exists. That leads out to the backyard. This is like the second front door. Currently, right now, this right here is an exterior wall with a 3-foot alleyway leading to the back of the house, and then the garage is down here existing. What I want to do is demo the garage down and build an in-law, which this would be their front door, and then this is the opening into their in-law. And then they would also have a separate exit out to the backyard. So in essence, tearing down the garage that's existing and basically building a
So
structure.
the top up there is your structure.
Yes, sir. This right here.
That's yours. And you're not going to have attached.
What?
They will be, both structures will be attached.
Yes. Yep, this right here is attached to this existing structure of sunroom. That's attached to my house right now.
Okay, what I'm concerned with is so that, say in the future, you know, it's not a rentable apartment.
Right.
And so would you mind having that stipulation that this would revert back to a single family?
That'd be fine with me.
All right, if ever sold, because what happens, once they get sold, it's hard to, a young couple comes in and buys this, says, you know, I figured on renting this out so I can help pay my mortgage.
Right.
And they didn't do anything mean, they weren't trying to do it, but unless we would put this on you as a deed restriction, they wouldn't know it.
Right.
And you'd be okay with that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Myself, I will. Myself and my family plan on staying in this house. We have 2 young kids. We're just trying to help out our in-laws, my wife's mother and father. That's the basis of this whole thing.
Right. What I'm just saying, though, things don't ever stay forever.
Understood, and I am acceptable to the deed.
Okay.
Added 1 bedroom to this? Yes, sir. Would be a queen bed back here, eating kitchen,
bathroom, washer and dryer, living room right here, and then just storage.
You have a septic system now?
Right now, I currently have a 1,000-gallon tank with a galley system, and I would upgrade to a 1,500.
So you'd have to go in front of the stipulation that you'd go in front of DEM and have an approved septic system for your house and this one.
Yes, sir. Flynn Survey actually put this septic system in back in 1998. They're still currently in business. They have all the plans. They're based out of Narragansett, Rhode Island. So what I would do is,
A state-approved system.
yes, sir. I would actually go back to them because they have all these current plans and have them, hire them to redesign this. And then I've been speaking with Rick and Greg Nunes on actually doing the construction for me.
All right. Any other questions from the board? Jane?
No.
Keith?
No.
Russ?
Plan. I have
Ed?
no problem with it.
Okay.
Are there going to be additional vehicles, and is the driveway adequate to accommodate those vehicles?
There'll be one additional vehicle. Right now, I currently have, it's a big horseshoe driveway, and then it's shaped like a backwards H, like a lowercase h, where the leg goes up into the current garage. But yes, I have a big horseshoe driveway right now, and I've taken down quite a few trees. I'd actually stump them and widen the driveway a little bit.
Ed, you have any questions? Okay, I think the plan's good. I have no complaints with it. Pretty straightforward. At this time here, I'd like you to take a seat, sir, and see if there's anybody who'd like to have a question on this application or
Thank you.
anything at all.
Yep,
Okay,
thank you.
Is there anybody here that have a question on this application or for or against the application that would like to speak on this application? Okay,
Make a motion.
okay.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Nays? Ayes have it. Okay, at this time here, I'd like to do a roll call vote with stipulations of, this would be revert back to a single-family home and a state-approved septic design before any construction. And any other stipulations the board requests at this time? I hear none. Okay, I'll start with you, Mike. How do you vote on this? As presented?
Mr. Chairman,
Yep.
we have two votes.
Yeah, you get a special use permit.
And a
and,
dimensional variance.
Okay, yep. Okay, let's work on the special use permit at this time. Okay, Mike New, as presented, you vote. Keith?
Approve as presented.
Okay, I also approve as presented. Russ?
Approve as presented.
Eddie?
Approve as presented with the stipulations.
With stipulations. That's good. Okay, now I'm going to vote on this here at this time with the dimensional variance. And I'll do a roll call vote on this. Mike New, approve as presented. Keith,
Approve as presented.
Chair also approves as presented. Russ, Ed? Okay, approved. Okay. Application is approved as presented. Okay, do I have another application?
Next application is Donald Berger. The location is AP 308, lot 34, 410 Hopkins Hollow Road. Zone is RR5. Applicant is seeking a special use permit and a dimensional variance to construct a 14 by 20 addition, 36 feet from the front property line, where 45 feet is required.
I'm doing good. No problem. You have other my side.
Okay, is the applicant here, please? Please step up to the podium. Give your full name and address, sir.
Donald Berger, 410 Hopkins Hollow Road, Green, Rhode Island.
Okay, you're going to raise your right hand, please. You swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth in front of this board?
I swear.
Okay, please explain to me in your own words what you'd like to do.
The house sits perpendicular to the road, and we would like to come out what is considered the front of the house, 14 feet out and 20 feet wide or whatever it is. I guess the reason I am going through this is the addition is not far enough from the road per code, even though the house is already closer to the road than the addition would be. And that's why we had to go through this variance thing, apparently.
Okay, so you want to put an addition on, and it's going to be 14 by 20.
So he wants to slide it out, not closer to the road, just into his property, coming down from the.
Right, the front of his property, the front of his house faces the side property line. And he wants to put the additions on what would be considered the side property, the side of the house. Because it's always it's always the portion of the house that faces the road is considered the front of the house. But what he considered the front of his house is actually the side,
Okay.
if that makes any sense.
All right, plus you're going to do all these other improvements too at the same time? Or
We have,
pictures I have here and the other pictures, it just don't seem to be the same. I mean, it looks like an awful lot of additional work you're going to be doing to it, which is good. Don't get me wrong.
there's an existing room, we want to bump it out about 6 feet.
All right.
And raise the roof.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank
it
you.
does.
Yeah,
It does look really nice.
we,
Right, it does. Very, very nice.
yeah, we're influenced by the cottages in Martha's Vineyard. I'm sure I've been there,
okay.
Oak Bluffs.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And our bedrooms are upstairs and, we're not getting younger and the stairs are steep and now the house is so old and there's only one bathroom in the house, which is downstairs. So we're moving downstairs and in order to move downstairs, we need to make our living room bigger.
Okay. I don't blame you.
No.
Okay,
It's really because the house is situated,
It's sideways to the
yeah,
street.
sideways to the street. That's why they need this
all
relief.
right. Any other questions from the board?
So they have to meet the front setbacks, not the side.
Yeah, because there's.
Right,
that's
because the house is,
It's already.
the house is already non-conforming with regard to the front setback. So it would be fine if it was non-conforming and existing, they were leaving it the way it is, but they're expanding a non-conforming structure.
So you need relief.
Right. So you need 45, you only have 36.
Yes.
The existing house is only about 20 feet.
Unless some other board member has any, I think it's a nice presentation and I approve it. I mean, I don't, but at this time here, I'd like you to have a seat and let me see if anybody from the audience has a question on the application or if there's anybody here, against it or for it or anything else, or even just a question. If anybody has a question, I'd love to have it. Come up to the
Thank you.
podium. I don't see anybody come, oh, wait a minute, I might have somebody come up now. All right, I have a gentleman that's gonna come up now.
My name's John Miller. I live at 300 Hopkins Hollow Road.
Okay, and I'm gonna ask you to raise your hand. You swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth in front of this board?
I do.
Okay, what would you like to,
No, I'm for it. They're
you're for it.
great neighbors and,
so you live
I-
right where? Next
300 Hopkins Hollow. Yeah, it's down the road.
down the road.
So,
And you
Yeah, we
don't
don't-
think this is gonna be a detriment to the neighborhood?
no,
No,
not at all.
it's gonna improve things.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right, that's great. I thank you for coming up.
How far is the current house from the front property line. Okay. So it's making it more in conformance with this addition. 'Cause
Not
it's not-
really.
No,
well, it's gonna be 36 feet.
No,
Right
so the
now.
house,
but it still doesn't meet the 45.
if on
Oh,
the
I
street,
know.
this is the house, they're gonna do this with the house. It's
Right.
not gonna come closer to the street, it's just gonna move sideways,
Right,
perpendicular more, if that's a.
yeah.
proper
But
terminology.
right now it's 23 feet. When he finishes the addition, it'll be 36 feet away from the front.
No.
The addition will be.
Oh,
It's gonna-
okay.
gonna move the house.
Oh, duh. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
So is this.
Second motion.
Okay, Ed's made a motion. We vote on this. Russ has seconded. I will do a roll call vote on this that we vote on tonight. I'll start up here with Ed. How do you vote on this? We approve? Russ?
Mr. Chairman, we have two votes again.
Yes.
I'm just to vote on it tonight, okay? I also approve to vote on it tonight. Keith, how do you?
I said you vote like that.
Mike? Okay. At this time here, I'd like to have a vote on the, let's see now, where am I? Okay, the special use permit. At this time here, I'm going to start at my right. Ed, how do you vote on this for approve? Okay. Russ?
Approve.
I also approve. Keith?
Approve.
Mike? Okay. The special use permit is approved. Now, at this time here, I'd like to have a roll call vote on the dimensional variance. And I'll start from my right. Ed? Approve. Russ?
Approve.
I also approve. Keith?
Approve.
Mike?
Approve.
Okay, applications approved for the dimensional variance and the special use permit. Thank you. Okay, do we have another one? That's it, huh?
Motion to adjourn, please.
Okay.
You can't make the motion.
uh,
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, seconded by Keith. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Good. No, let's go.
Oh, I need you.